Hey, how you doing? I'm going to show you today how to make a stacked wall with three sections. Now, stacked wall is a wall, uh, I'll show you in a moment, but it's a wall where you have different wall types stacked one on top of another. So the name kind of describes it. Uh, there's different reasons why you might do this, but this is a good example. So there's this wall here. I'll show it to you. It's from a project with an existing building, and so I can show you photos of what it looks like in reality. And I did some 3D modeling and an Enscape view. I can show you that too. Uh, so there's different ways you could achieve this. We could have done it with different panels, maybe on a curtain panel wall. We could have done it with a stacked wall with two walls stacked and then with a sweep on the top. But for various reasons that are not worth going into right now, the best solution was to have three walls stacked within a stacked wall. Okay, so just to show you what that looks like in reality, there it is there. Now this was just a feasibility scheme, so the 3D rendering. I'm apologizing for the lack of refinement. It was only at feasibility stage. Okay, so there we are. Okay, so you can see it's joining to this other wall, which we're not going to bother with right now, but we're going to make this guy here. Okay, so there it is. We're going to make this from scratch. Okay, so I'm going to simplify this a little bit. So I'm not going to make finishing layers of the wall and so on. I'm just going to make three wall types, each with a solid one material. Okay, and then we'll join them all into one stacked wall. So if I go to my floor plan, that's the stack wall there. It's called ground floor stacked stub wall. We will call this one, I'm going to pick a generic wall. Okay, and I'll give it a name that we can find quickly. You see I have too much stuff on my template. Do we have a generic 100 mil? Perfect. Okay, so ground floor up to, I'm just going to make it ground floor plus a meter. Okay, so a meter tall. Okay, so escape. I'm going to select it. The type, duplicate. I'm going to call it 0 so we can find it quickly. 0 base wall. Okay, and edit. So we have 100 millimeters there. We're going to do that for each layer. We'll leave the structure, and I'm going to pick a material that I know is in there. You won't have this by name. Internal door, and yes, I know there's not a door, but that's the material I'm using. So it's a wooden material. Okay, you see the effect of it there. Okay, and okay, and okay. So that's going to be my base layer. Sorry, the base wall of the three walls that are stacked. I'm going to copy that down twice, mid and top. Escape. So select the middle one there, edit type, and duplicate and call this 0 mid wall. Okay. Edit. I'm going to change the material. I know I had an Enscape material for those kind of plank effects. It was called plank 19 or something. Yes, wood 19 planks. There it is. And okay. If you don't have Enscape, obviously you can use a Revit material. So maybe you could find something in siding. You might get a tone and groove board or something that looks right. Or you can use a completely different material effect, of course. Okay, so 100 mil, fine. And okay. And then the top. So I'm going to select that wall, edit type, duplicate. We call this one top wall. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to leave this the same. I want the same material on the top. Okay. So there we are in 3D. There's our three different wall types. The top of the wall, which is this fell up here. The middle of the wall, which is obvious is the middle. And then the bottom, which is going down here. Okay, so we want to create the effect of these shadow gaps and so on. Okay. Now, so I'm going to go to plan view and create a stacked wall. Not this one. I'm going to pick one that I have on my list. You can pick whatever one you want. We're going to edit and duplicate it. Okay, you'll have one in your template regardless. So wall, and I'm going to scroll all the way. Stacked walls are down at the bottom. I'll pick one that's close enough. Rising wall 100. Okay, so I'll just draw that there. Escape. Oh yeah, I'll change it. Yeah, it's still the same. Okay, so I'm going to edit type. I'm going to duplicate. I'm going to call this one half. Oh, I'm going to give it a 0 as well. 0 half height. All right, so I'm going to edit the structure. Now, this one at the moment has two walls stacked in it. We're going to add one, okay? Because we want the 3 layers. Okay, so insert, and right, so I'm going to change the bottom one to my 0 base wall. I'm going to change the middle one to my 0 mid wall, and change, now you see why I put them as 0. So it'll be easy to find, and 0 top wall, okay? Now see, it's indicated here, the top is the top of the wall, okay? Now, if you haven't used stacked walls before, here's the height controls, okay? So you can only have one layer as variable, one wall type as variable. And what that means is whatever height the wall is, uh, the other non-variable layers are fixed. They'll be, let's say if I make the bottom 150 and the top 35, then if I make the wall a meter high or 2 meters high, the difference is made up by the mid wall, the middle section here. Sorry, it's made up by that's a mistake. That's made up by the variable section. So whatever one you want to change with the height of the wall, you make variable. So I'm going to have the mid section as variable because I want my bottom to be always 150 millimeters and I want my top to be always 35. Okay, so top and bottom will stay the same, but the middle will change height depending on the overall height of the wall. Hope that makes sense. We don't need to flip anything here for this one. No offsets are needed for this one because they're all 100 mil thick and they're the same. I'm going to leave it as core center line. 35 top, 150 bottom, variable center. That's it. And OK. And OK. Now if we go to 3D, I can see that the wall is looking something like this one. Pull that out of the way a little bit. OK. So the difference being we don't have those little shadow gaps there. We're going to achieve them with a profile reveal. Okay, we're going to use the same profile, and I'll show you how to do it. So we're going to have put the profiles into the top section and the bottom section. Okay, so we're going to create a new family, profile family. So file, new family, go to metric profile hosted, and open. Now you should set up constraints and make this something you can use again and so on. But I'm just going to do this real quick, okay? So I'm going to skip the reference planes and all that stuff. I'm just going to create my rectangle on the insertion point, and there it is. So that's going to sit onto my wall. Now I may have to flip that or rotate that or offset that in the project when I place it. So that's 10 by 10. I'm going to save it as what? Okay, I'm just going to call it 0 notch again so that I can find it quick. And load in the project. Okay, so I can't edit it in the stacked wall. I have to edit the wall types. Okay, so this guy here was the base wall. Okay, that's the bottom. So I'll edit type and make sure you have your preview on here. Just click the preview button so you can see the wall, and make sure you have it in section. So it may be on plan. Change it to section. Okay, and edit. So we're on the bottom, so our little shadow gap is going to be at the top of that. Okay, so let me show you here, and maybe in the photo. So it's this one, the shadow gap here we're going to put in. Okay, so we're going to use reveals. So reveal and add. Pick our profile, the one we just created, 0 notch. We're going to put the top of the wall, not the base. Perpendicular face, exterior. We can leave that there, and okay, and apply so we can see it. There it is. That's going to cut out there. And we create another one. So add, same profile. Change it to. Oh, I'm changing the wrong one now. Okay, so change it to both of them to top. Sorry, and change one to exterior. Sorry, interior. So both be on top, and one is exterior and one is interior. And apply. There we have it. Okay. So that'll cut that shape out of the top of the wall. So again, the difference between a reveal and a sweep is a sweep adds a shape and a reveal takes it away. Okay, like a void. And okay. And okay. So we edited that wall up there. Took that shape on the outside and the inside. And that changed automatically, obviously, on the stacked wall. Okay. And it's looking just like that one. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing for the top of wall, but this time we're going to put it at the bottom. Okay, so it's going to be over here, this shadow gap here. If you want to see that in the photo, it's that guy up there, right? So selecting our top of wall, edit type, edit again. Make sure preview is on and section view. So when we're in the edit structure, click reveals again. Sorry, do you know what? I'm going to escape and zoom into that so I can see it at the bottom. Go back into reveals, add profile, notch, same one. Base this time, exterior is fine, apply. Okay, so I'm going to need to flip that around. So click on flip, apply, there it is. Add, zero notch, base, change it to interior. So one is on the exterior and one is on the interior. Probably going to have to flip that too, of course. Flip, apply, and now it's going to cut that shape out of the bottom of the wall. Okay, so there it is. This guy over here. Okay, let's cut that out of the bottom of the wall, which is then updated the. I'll isolate that for you. It's updated the stacked wall. See? Now, I hope that was useful. I'm sure you can think of plenty of applications. There's any number of reasons why you'd want to stack wall. I know I use them for foundations where I put in thermal blocks and so on. But it's a useful tool in your kit. If you found it useful, please like it and send it on to someone who might need it. And enjoy.